Hello, Cat here, and welcome to the Random Game Review, Episode 12. Tonight, I'm not actually going to be playing any games for you, but instead, I'm going to show you, for $5, how to modify your Rift and make it just a little more comfortable. So, let's get to it. Okay, so you are going to need two things to perform this mod. First, you're going to need a $5 VR headset for your phone. Now, these can be found anywhere. $5 may be the cheapest. Maybe you can find it even less than $5 or a little more. Now, this one I purchased cost me $5, and I got it from a store where basically everything's $5. So I thought it was a pretty good price for it. What you're going to want out of it is this guy right here, just the cushioning. All right. So we're going to go ahead and tear that cushioning off. And the second item you're going to need, a pair of scissors. Now, these scissors are just to modify the cushioning on here so it fits better on your Rift headset. So, let's go ahead and start ripping off. It's not too hard. There's little clips right here. I've already taken this one off, but there it is. Little snaps. You know, not too hard. Now, next thing you want to do, just pull it off the snaps. It's not even glued on. It's just kind of laid in there. And we'll get that here in just a second. Alright, well, I broke the plastic on it. But we're not using the plastic anyway. So get rid of that piece. And we'll get rid of that piece. Good enough. So this is all we're looking for. As you can see, it's nice and cushiony. A little softer than the Oculus Rift. If you're used to wearing the Oculus Rift, you might realize that what I'm talking about here is when you're wearing the Oculus Rift headset, the foam on it is quite soft, but it's got this edge, and the edge digs right into my cheeks and kind of it doesn't really hold. It just kind of smoothly falls down my face and rests on my cheeks. So I'm constantly doing the headset shuffle. Now, anyone that plays VR knows what the headset shuffle is when you're watching anyone else play it, especially in a multiplayer game, because you're constantly seeing the other players do this. Just moving up and down and kind of going, you know, like what are they doing? Yoga or like, you know, disembodiment. It's them trying to adjust their headset because every 2 seconds their headset's falling down. This actually eliminates that because this little cushioning, nice and soft, it a little bit adheres right to your forehead and to your cheeks. It doesn't actually dig in your cheeks. Because let me tell you, after about an hour or two with the Oculus foam, you know, if I go anywhere, everyone can tell, like either I was welding or something, or skiing, or playing actually the VR, using a VR headset. Most people just assume I just had some weird goggles on. But here you go. So we've got it off. Now we get the Oculus frame and we pull off its foam. Now its foam is double-sided sticky tape, so you want to be careful with it if you want to reuse the foam after in case you find that this mod is not for you. But for $5, I figure if you're careful enough to pull this foam off, we'll go ahead and do that right here. Now I've already pulled mine off, but you can see it's double-sided sticky. So you got to be real careful in pulling it off, just nice and gently, real slow. But eventually it comes off and you're left with a little residue on there. You know, some of the stickies just left on there, but no problem. Actually, it comes a little handy for sticking on the new one. So let me pick up this other one. Here it is. So this is what you need the scissors for. You're going to want to cut here and here. So these 2 points, you're going to cut these 2 points off right at the end because it won't fit on the Oculus headset without doing that. The little frame, sorry about the Oculus frame. So it just slides right on, no issues that I could find. And you kind of just line it up and center it up, and it takes a few seconds here. Doing this all in real time, that way you can see how actually easy it is, because heck, for $5 and 5 minutes of your time, you might enjoy playing with this instead. Alright, so here it is. Now we have it on. I'll show you right here. Now I've made 2 modifications to this one besides just putting it on the headset. I'll show you the front, how it just kind of falls right on there. You know, it just kind of sits on there, and it holds on pretty well. So you don't have any issues with it slipping off. The 2 modifications I just mentioned was I made one for the strap up here and one for the headset cable. I was concerned at first that it wouldn't properly go on, so I made these holes to put everything through it, but then I realized that was just one extra step. Now if you want to do that extra step just to make it look a little more custom fit, you can do that, but you really don't need to. So just if you're used to the Oculus and you've already taken off this headset before, goes on the same exact way as coming off. Just has a little clip on the front here. Of course, if you've taken it off, you've probably seen that already, but you just go ahead and let's stick this guy back in there real quick. Bang, bam, boom. Snaps right in. And that's it. Nothing pushed off. It's not going to fall off. It'll be right on there the whole time. No rough edges to it. Really is a nicer setup. So let me know what you think about it. Try it out. Again, it only cost me $5. Hopefully, if you can find it for less price somewhere else, post it down below, or let me know how it turns out for you. I really like the setup, and if you guys have any different mods that you do, let me know. All right, so I just showed you the Rift headset mod, and that was mod number 1 for tonight. The second mod is for the Oculus remote control. Now, the remote control is nice because it has a volume control option. It has 2 buttons, to lower volume and raise volume during gameplay. And this is nice when you're playing a video game, that you don't actually have to leave the game. Whenever you're using a touch controller or a gamepad, say playing Project Cars or playing Damage Core or any other game that requires a touch controllers or a gamepad, sorry about that, you can't adjust the volume in mid-game. You have to actually either pause the game and go into the sub-menu to adjust the volume, or just go in the sub-menu so you can still listen to what's going on in the game, and then adjust the volume lower, and then come back in. With this modification to your Rift remote, you don't have to do that, because the Rift remote can be turned on at the same time as any other controller, and that way you can adjust your volume while you're in the game. So here's the Rift remote, and there's the 2 volume buttons I was talking about that's right on it, plus and minus. Everyone knows that. What I did was add a little elastic band strap to it. Now you can see it's all the way through the inside there. It's just all around it. There's nothing special to it. Let me show you here how it goes on. So right there, right on your hand, I'll get my little remote. So there it is. So I'm holding my touch controller, and then you can come around here. You can press your volume plus and minus. It doesn't affect and interfere at all with the touch remote, which is pretty cool. I'll show you how to do this here. Now you'll need just some, elastic banding. You can find this stuff at Walmart or whatnot. This I happen to be laying around the house, so I'm not going to give you a price on it. But it's a little snappy, to get it on and off. But all I did, sorry about that little noise there, close to the mic. I just used a little tape just to hold it on. The actual pressure from the battery cover itself does all the work. This tape is just so you can get it into the proper position. The proper position you want it at is exactly behind the minus and the plus sign. So without the tape here, it's not going to hold in there. So you want to put the tape on, and then put the controller face right on there as well. And we'll go ahead and, I lost this tape. The tape doesn't actually, again, as I said, doesn't actually hold it, but 1, 2, 3, put it back in there. So there it is again. Here it is with the tape on it, just to show you. So nothing special, just put some tape in there, just to hold this little guy. Just like that. Now, what you want to do is on the back of your remote cover has 2 clips, and then you have 2 clips in the front. There are also side alignment clips. Now these don't have any lips on them, so they don't do any clipping action. They just help to align it. What you kind of do is just get it as close as you can without getting the clips on, and there it is, and then you just push forward and you'll feel it lock in. There it is. It doesn't damage anything if you do it correctly. I haven't done it wrong, and I haven't damaged anything yet, so I can't really say that, but that's it. Stays right in there. No issues at all. Look at that. Now you have volume control while playing an Oculus game. Bam, right on the wrist. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed those modifications I showed you. If you have any comments or questions down below, you can always put them down there. Thumbs up if you like this video. So, until next time, keep on gaming.